This table refers to the present situation. Few days, 2 days time is going to be in United Nations the discussion about Abu Mazen request that the United Nations will recognize the Palestinian state. So we looked for the names involved. Definitely we looked for meetings, good meetings, some of them are best meetings, and then we saw the following. So we saw the first thing, Abu Mazen coming here, as you can see, and then the date when it's going to happen is the Aum. It means the United Nations. Aum in Hebrew comes here every 2 letters, Aum, and the day, which is really Friday, so it is the 25th of Elul in Hebrew, which is really interesting, as this is the day when God started the world, the creation. You know quite well that Rosh Hashanah was the 6th day of creation, and the first day was the 25th of Elul when light was created. So interesting that this is a date when really United Nations are going to discuss this request of Abu Mazen. Now also Abu Mazen and Cafe Elul, the date is one of the best, I think the third best meeting in the Torah, but it comes together with other meetings, which makes it very interesting. So you have here Abu Mazen, the day, Cafe Elul, the 25th of Elul, and Aum, this is the United Nations, Aum Umot Meuchadot abbreviation. Interestingly, this is the best meeting here with Fatah. You know that Abu Mazen is the president, as you can see, the word president appearing even 3 times next to him. So he's the president of Fatah, and he wants now the Aum, which is the United Nations, to recognize him as a state. Interesting, the word Medina comes here also, letter after letter. So the date of the day, Kafel 25th of Elul, the name Abu Mazen, the president of Fatah, and also the year appears here Tafshin Aleph, which is 771 years. Now it appears parallel, which is also, we saw in few tables, significant. So Tafshin Aleph, parallel to Abu Mazen, who wants a state Medina, right, from Aum, from United Nations. Now, what we have more here, which maybe is the most important thing for us as Jews, believing that everything in the Torah, is the following. The following is what you have here, the name Netanyahu, letter after letter. So this is really one of the best meetings of Netanyahu and Abu Mazen. So you have Netanyahu and Abu Mazen who will meet definitely in the United Nations on the 25th of Elul. Somehow the left coming here, the Lamed of the Elul is the left. We know quite well the left are those who are supporting the Palestinians, all the demonstration in Israel, all the riot are definitely with the left, which coming from all over Europe, all over, to help them to support. So no doubt that something definitely is going on with the left, which is also coming here. Then, what we see here also, the word Sorer, we know this was Haman, right? Sorer, who was a really enemy, a strong enemy to Israel, to the Jews, Sorer Yehudim. Also, it is interesting as it comes also next to the letter Mem, and if you remember, there is another table that the Mem of Abu Mazen was Amalek, Zchot Asher Amalek, also showing clearly what Abu Mazen is. He declares himself, he doesn't want Jews in the Palestinian state. In fact, he doesn't want at all Jews to be in Israel. So this is exactly what the Zohar said about Amalek, which are this kind of nation who hating Jews, enemies to Jews, and don't want really Jews to exist. So Tzorah comes here letter after letter, interesting. Now, but an Ashraf, by the way, it's Irgun Shochari Palestinians, this is PLO, Palestinian Liberal Organization, so definitely connected. But the most important thing for us as Jews who believe in God, believe in the Torah, are the verses where all these things appear. So maybe the first thing is worthwhile pointing out that you have here, as you can see here, Hey is Deuteronomy, 28 is the chapter, and 52 the verse, and it's written here that Ve'etzer lecha bechol sharecha bechol artzecha. He will do troubles to you in all your cities, in all your land, asher natan Hashem Elokecha lecha, which God gave to you. By the way, Netanyahu, you see letter after letter coming. Now, what is interesting, this was exactly the portion that we read, Kitavo, just now last Shabbos, and we know quite well that this is a portion when the Tower, the Twin Towers happened in this parsha. There is mention really that the towers will fall. Then this was a portion of, we know quite well, there are 98 curses mentioned there when Jews don't keep Torah. And this was also the portion which was read just before the Second World War, which was really the beginning of the Holocaust. So amazingly, this is a verse which comes here also, which might indicate to troubles which are going to develop now. So this is really the bottom of the table. You have Israel here because Netanyahu as the Prime Minister of Israel, come here Netanyahu Israel. And then on top of this table, we have the verse in the Torah which says, you should shmartem mitzvotai v'asitem otam ani Hashem. You should guard and keep my mitzvot, my commandments. I am God. And here comes the most important thing: lo techalelu et shem kodshi. Don't desecrate my holy name. Which unfortunately, this is something. As you see, this Shabbos, unfortunately, thousands of youngsters, the morning of Shabbat, desecrating the Shabbat, which is the Kedusha. And, they did it, they took off their clothes so that somebody was interested to have naked people, photos of naked people. While the Arabs people were they did not allow him to come at all because they know what is modesty. So it is very unfortunately that it was great Chilul Hashem that now everybody will see thousands of youngsters there, right, naked. Now Chilul Hashem, terrible thing which according to Kabbalah strengthens very much the Arabs. Yeah. Now, so this is right in the heading of this table. Then here you have also Yam ve'mishpatai ma'asu, because they despise my laws of the Torah. Chukotai gala nafshav, they don't keep my laws. Right? So unfortunately, this is what happened. Yeah, the attitude of people, the Torah, to rabbis and to anything which is holy. So ve'otam be'osovim, they are in the land of their enemies. Now, what is interesting here, this skip, which is a minimum in the Torah, em oivim. When we speak about the Patach and Abu Mazen and Ashraf, you can see clearly, em oivim, they are enemies. They are enemies to Jews. As we mentioned a few times, Rabbi Bechai says the term oyev refers to the Arabs. Now, here again, interesting, you have the word, L'encha avodah elim acherim, the verse says, the Jews unfortunately said, let us go worship idols, and our Rebbe tell us that worshiping idols means also relying on other nations, relying on money, relying on weapons. So definitely all these things show that they are losing their faith in God, and the result is all these problems which are coming. Also interesting, according to Kabbalah, this evil force of lust is called pat, from tempting in English, interesting, tempting in Hebrew, pitui. It is a numerical value, pei tav 480, like the evil force, which is really pointed on last, which is lamed yud tav. We don't say it really, but maybe if you don't know, really, this is. And chet is a letter which represents sin. So the word patach itself indicates that the power of patach comes very strong as a result of the sin of Jews, mainly to do with immorality of arayot, and definitely such a thing which happened on the last Shabbat, with this and becoming naked, right, and being photos for all the world, is no doubt is the greatest thing which gave a lot of power to Patach, who managed to apply to the As I said, this is the best meeting of Patach and the United Nations, every two letters, as you can see, is Asur. I checked it, is the best meeting in the whole Torah, and clearly showing this situation that Patach now becomes near to the United Nations. We don't know yet what will be the result of this voting, but in a later stage, unfortunately it looks that they will be recognized by those nations. So again, Abu Mazen coming here with Netanyahu, meeting in the United Nations, AUM, the abbreviation of Umot Meuchadot. The year Tafshin Aleph, this year, and the month, the day, Friday, when it's going to take place, when those people, which are enemies to Israel, to Jews, and the men, which is Sorer, enemy, want a Medina, want a state. So all this coming in verses of the Torah, which tell us that the only solution is when keeping Torah mitzvot, to do them, not to desecrate the name of God, that us, unfortunately, Jewish people are doing sometimes, desecration of the name of God, because this is the only solution to this situation. Let us hope now, before Shoshana, before the new year, the month of Elul, which is a month of thinking. Really, Elul in Aramaic, it means searching, to make a really soul recount, it means to look into our soul, to look into our insight. In fact, interesting that Elul has a numerical value of 67, and this is exactly what they want. They want Israel to go back to the 67. We want Israel to go back to the 67, which is Gematria, Elul, and P9, understanding. And this is really the source of Tshuva, Bina, understanding, to understand and realize that there is God, that things are not coincidence, that everything is written, and as we know, we mentioned many times that all what we see in the course, the table is based on Kabbalah, which says that Torah was the blueprint of creation, therefore everything which is happening, all the potential of the events are in the Torah, and as people behave as they behave, the codes coming out clearly indicating to what is going. So, interesting also to point out now that you have here the verse Vayach et hasela v'amate pamayim, that he hit the rock twice. In fact, this was a story of the Twin Towers. As you can see in my table about the Twin Towers, this hitting the rock twice by Moses have a lot to do with hitting the Twin Towers. And definitely being this verse also in this area shows also similar things which we said before. So let us hope that for the new year coming in about 2 weeks, not even 1.5 weeks, we have Rosh Hashanah. So let us really do Tshuva, and only in this merit we'll be able to get our land and to have peace, which is the most important, and definitely that everyone will realize that Israel belongs to Israel, as the Torah says, as everything which the Torah says is right, and is written clearly that God promised Israel to Israel, and this is what should be. So let us really wish everybody Shana Tova, Ksiva Chatima Tova, and really that we will serve quickly the Mashiach, Messiah, coming quickly and speedily in our time.